Hey, it's Michael again. I'm going to show you this very cool, fast, extended minor pentatonic run in the key of B minor. Alright, so all this is using good old minor pentatonic scale in the key of B minor, but it's an extended pattern that basically eliminates using your pinky finger a lot, and this is very, very popular in all kinds of rock and blues and metal and stuff. So the positions it plays across are, of course, position 1 of B minor pentatonic. It starts in position 5 of B minor pentatonic. It also will go across position 2 of B minor pentatonic. And it also ventures into position 3. Okay, so I'll teach you an extended minor pentatonic pattern here, which is just a big long run. So here it is in the low E. You're going to go 5, 7. Basically just using finger 1 and 3 for most of this. Do the same on the next string, but then slide to fret 9 with that third finger. Now in the middle 2 strings you'll see a similar pattern. Play 7, 9 on the D string. Do the same on the G string, but then slide with that third finger to fret 11. Then as usual the B string ruins all our very lovely patterns, so you have to skip over an extra fret here. You're going to play 10, 12 on the B string. Same on the high E string, but then slide to 14. And that's the extended pattern. Alright, so it's a repeating sequence that rips across those various positions, basically not using your pinky until the end, and it uses a triplet 8th note rhythm, so the rhythm's going to be 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, and so on. Okay, so I've cranked the distortion up a bit now. Let's start having fun. There's a couple of pickup notes to start this whole thing. 5 to 7 on the low E. And then I want you to think after that, this fret 5 of the A string is where the triplet sequences will start. Okay, so here's the first bit after that. 5 in the A string, 7 on the low E, back to 5 in the A. 7, 5, 7 on the A string. 9, 7, 9. One note in the D string here, fret 7. Back to 9 in the A, back to 7 on the D. So everything so far. There we go. Next part, 7, 9, 7 on the D string. 7 on the G, back to 9 in the A. Back to 7 on the G. 9, 7, 9 on the G string. 11, 9, 11. And go that far for now. Okay, so the next part then, as I intimated earlier, the B string sort of messes up a lot of patterns on guitar, but you'll be used to that. First finger will play fret 10 here in the B string. I have to come back to that fret 11 on the G string, but I'm going to use the middle finger here, and it just works better here, I think. So 10, 11, 10. Then we keep going on the B string, 12, 10, 12. Up to the high E, 10. Back to 12 in the B. 10 in the high E. So I'll recap here from when I started on the B string. Keep going in the high E, 12, 10, 12. And then just slide to fret 14. Let's get that far. Okay, one more. Now after you've done that slide to 14, pull off to 12, and then I'll just play you the last lick here. So after the slide, pull off to 12, 15 on the B, back to 12 in the high E. 15 on the B. 12, 15, 12 on the B string. A little bit dodgy there. Make sure your band's better than that. Just to finish it off in epic style, take fret 10 of the B string, bend it up a full step and give it some vibrato while it's up there. Okay, I'll do everything slowly. Now, you can alternate pick everything here. So what I mean by that is when you're doing your changing of strings, you can just stick to traditional alternate picking. That's totally fine. So I always say to people when you're practicing techniques, do various ways. Don't just get stuck in one way of doing it, because you might change your mind over the years. You might prefer the sound of one over another. Now, when I was sort of ripping through it, I used what's called economy picking. Okay, and what economy picking means is I'm going to be economical with my pick strokes. So sometimes I will do consecutive down strokes to help me get across string changes faster. Okay, let me turn the distortion down a bit here. So for example, when I'm changing strings this way, which will happen a lot in this, so right there, when I was changing from the A string to the D string, I ended on a downstroke on the A string, and then I played the first note on the next string with a downstroke. But look very closely, it's not two separate picked downstrokes like that. It was one motion picking through the strings. So you can also think of this as sweep picking, I always do. And this just allows me to play really fast. I just can't play anywhere near as fast with alternate picking across string changes, but still practice it, I do. But this economy picking thing will really get you a lot more speed with less effort, basically. So that little movement there, finish on one string, and then you get the next note on the next string this way with that same momentum, the downstrokes following through. So not two individual pick notes, one movement, I should say. Now the same applies if you were coming back, by the way, but I haven't included this in this exercise. You can though. Okay, so you have a couple of options there. You can alternate pick and you can economy pick, and I will say practice them both.